Hi there, pile one. Your bottom of the deck energy is the King and Queen of Pentacles. We have divine counterpart energy coming through already, which is very interesting. I'm getting like this is like the fan club or the observers. So you could be meeting someone, you could have recently met someone, or you recently entered into a partnership, and it's like this power couple um, status type of a deal. Like there's a lot of attention. Um, you could have a lot of people like shipping you is something I keep hearing, or like there's like a lot of positive buzz, or there's a lot of people really excited for this like new opportunity. So you've either went through some sort of hardship or been taken advantage of in some way in the past, and that caused you to feel stuck for a long time, and that's why people are really excited to see you getting this new opportunity. Or there's going to be some people who are like jealous and want to um see you kind of like held back or held down or something. But this is like a divinely led situation. So even when you can't see how you're being protected, spirit is, we have two blindfolded people. So it's like spirit's working behind the scenes to help like protect this. So it could be like a divinely led union, but there's like a lot of onlookers. So there's some people that are like really excited and happy for you, and it's like positive attention and support. You could be like someone who has like a large following. You're very popular in your community, very well liked by the people around you, like popular even like within your family. So it's like, yeah, it could be people around you or like family around you or something specific, to where there's like some people who are really excited to see you get this new opportunity. And then there's maybe some energy of people being kind of like judgmental, or just seeing how much like positive attention you're getting from this, and it's making them feel like insecure for some reason. So it's like a mix of both coming through. But that's really cool, for this to be our bottom of the deck energy. It's like this, it's like whatever you have like fits into whatever they're doing really nicely or really well. Like divine counterpart energy. Oh wow, I just had like heavy deja vu. Um, so interesting. The first card that like already showed itself is the Four of Swords. So again, you may have went through both of the messages I got before may have been true. Like it feels as though you've had to take some time out to give back to yourself and heal. Like you could have been through something painful or difficult in the past, been hurt, again, been taken advantage of, or just went through something like unexpected, some kind of betrayal, just something hurtful. And so you've had to take some time to rest and heal and be really patient in order to manifest something that's more stable, solid, someone who's going to give back to you, be more fair to you, someone who's on your level. So it's like you've done a lot of work on yourself, been really patient. So yeah, it's like this power couple energy, someone who's also taken the time out to put this work into themselves. So yes, but then something about you coming together is like creating a lot of buzz. So you've either recently met this person and recently came together, or you're in the process of coming together and you're seeing a lot of attention coming from it, or this is going to happen like during this pre-shadow period to the retrograde. or yeah, it's like you could have recently came together, and then through the pre-shadow, it's like spirit's going to give you those inklings or those warnings of like which people are on your side and supportive of you and which people are not, so that you can kind of be vigilant or be aware of what's around you. So then once you're going through the retrograde, it's like you don't fall victim to any sort of like spiritual warfare from the people around you, because you were already given those signs during the pre-shadow to see like what energy was going to come up, so that you could kind of protect yourself or just adjust yourself in the relationship in order to not go through any more unnecessary spiritual warfare, or yeah, due to like the amount of buzz or attention. Or it's, yeah, there's something really positive where you can come together and like build together. I heard something in a video I watched a few days ago that was like, whenever you're right where you're supposed to be doing exactly what God wants you to do, the enemy or the adversary like hates that. So it's like whenever you're coming together with like your divine counterpart, or like people that you're meant to come together to do like spiritual work, um, you're gonna get a lot of spiritual warfare in the relationship. Or yeah, it's like with the positive attention, you can get some weird energy, or people trying to attach a lot of odd energy. Also, people trying to get something out of it, or like people trying to be like associated with you because they feel like that gives them something. Or people, yeah, people trying to get like a piece of what you have, or be associated with you for like relevance, or yeah, like clout, as they say, right? Something weird too, to where it's like you're going to want to protect yourself and only let in like in your inner circle people who have like genuine intentions and aren't yeah, looking to like gain by like being associated, or yeah, being kind of like not genuine for whatever reason. I just noticed how both of these cards, they have like something around the pentacle. So it's like you both have something really special and unique about you, or unique to offer. And so once you meet each other, you just click instantly. And it's like you're able to come together and take things to the next level really quickly, because you each, again, have something really unique or special about you that makes you really different. There's something that really like draws you together and solidifies you, this like similarity. So yeah, it could be, again, it's like due to the inner work, the time that you've taken to develop that like intimacy with spirit and really work on yourself and grow and heal from the difficult things that you've had to go through in the past. It's like it really shows, and it shows like in another person when you meet them. So we have the Seven of Cups, the High Priestess in the reverse, the Four of Wands, Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. So you're not going to have to work super hard at this. Like it's going to come really naturally and easily. You've already kind of like built a foundation through like resting and learning how to like rejuvenate your energy. And so this isn't going to be one of those things where it's like, oh, it's hard work and da 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 da, and like all of this really negative. It's like you click for all of these reasons that are so like deep and meaningful that it just kind of makes sense, right? Um it's like an obvious choice. So it goes against what you previously could have knew or thought. Like you could have previously had this idea that yeah, relationships are work, and they there's a lot of conflict and all this stuff that you have to work through and grow through. But when it's important or when it's worth it, that's kind of like what you do. um and yeah, it's like now you've kind of grown and adjusted your mindset spiritually. You've like healed that thinking to be in a space now of being like more receptive, and yeah, it's like you can like relax within yourself, and so you're able to come together with this person and just be really carefree. Like you feel safe to let your like childlike self out together and like play together. So other people, like observers of the relationship, could see that and be like, okay, it's not supposed to be like that. Like, life isn't a fairy tale or a fantasy. Or people may try to come in, and a lot of the spiritual warfare could be like people trying to be like speak fear into it and be like, oh, this is just the honeymoon phase, but it's going to get real later. Like at some point relationships become work, da 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 da. um, People trying to get you to kind of like go against how you intuitively feel, because at this point it just fits, it just connects, like you just work really easily together. It's like you feel like you don't have to do everything all on your own anymore, and you're able to go like so much farther, and do so much more, and just like build so much more up for yourself. It's like taking you to another level. And so there could be just a lot of people with opinions around you that really don't understand and are trying to like speak fear. I just saw 1221 on my clock. So that's like an angel number for me of like always coming out of the other side of something. So um it's like you're in this relationship with this like power couple status. It's like you're taking each other to the next level. And so there's going to be certain people around you that can't come with you because they are like in a different place than you in their life. So it's not a bad thing. It's just they're in a different place, and they could be then in like a lower vibrational energy to where then they get like jealous, or they see like what you're doing in the direction you're going in, and they want to like slow you down, deter you. And they may not consciously think that, but it's just like they're on that lower vibration, and so the adversary can come through and work through them like energetically to then be like a stumbling block on your path, or like deter you from coming together to collaborate and work with the people that you're meant to work with spiritually. So this person that you're connecting with at this time, or that you're about to connect with, or however it's been going since a general message, it's like you're meant to come together and work with this person, do spiritual work with this person, but they're also going to connect you to like new doors, new levels, new people, new things. And so you're just operating from a different energy now of like not having to like work super hard, or like overly invest all of this effort like yourself. Like in the past you could have gotten like really burnt out doing things the way that you felt like they had to be, or other people around you were making you feel like you had to do things a certain way in order to check all of these boxes. And yeah, it's like healing that is realizing that it's okay to like relax, and it's okay to tap into like your childlike self and do things in the way that like a child would, through just like having fun and being playful and connecting with people in a genuine way. And that brings like more and more connections into your life, and like opens more doors, and just like opens up all of these blessings. And so you're just, yeah, you're on a whole nother level of just experiencing all these different things, and experiencing spirit coming in and like working in your life to unlock all these things, or bring these experiences into your life, teach you these things. So yeah, you're just like on your spiritual path at this time, and it's this really cool opportunity. And you've gotten to this place where you are now manifesting like a partner to do things with you. So you don't always have to do everything on your own. So it's like you're able to learn that lesson. And then in perfect timing, you're able to come together with someone to help, be like your helper. So again, it's like you don't always have to do everything all on your own and get like so burnt out, like you may have felt in the past. So yeah, you have like a lot of life experience that led you to making these significant shifts. and like deciding to heal and rest. And so you can trust on that, right? And that you've met this person like in perfect timing because they're working on the same things. And so you can come together and like build and create together like in a different way. And it doesn't matter like what other people think, like other people's perspective, opinions, judgment on the situation. It's like all that matters is that we're following our spiritual path and doing what feels right to us, as long as it's like no harm to others, right? Um, it's like, yeah, other people's kind of thoughts and opinions and judgments don't have to dictate the way we operate or the direction that we move in. But there's also going to be a lot of people around you who are like really supportive and really excited and are going to be happy for you. And like whenever you share with them, like whatever you're doing or whatever you're working on or whatever you guys are doing together, they are going to be supportive. So again, I feel like during this pre-shadow phase, you're going to get those highlights, or you're going to see that's whenever you get like the foreshadowing, if you will, to see what could come up in the retrograde. So you'll see these things in people around you to kind of know which um, people may not actually have your best interest, or which people may be operating from a spirit of like envy, jealousy, projecting their fears onto you because your growth is making them uncomfortable. It's just an opportunity to see what could be coming up so that you don't deal with any sort of like crazy, unexpected chaos during the retrograde. So, yeah, on the bottom of the deck, we have this rooted awareness. So it's like unlocking this level of intuition to see there's some people, it's like they may seem like they're giving you advice or they have good intentions, are coming from a good place. But then there could be, deeper things going on with some people. They're not operating from the healthiest energy at this time. So you don't want to take advice and criticism and all of these things from everyone, because sometimes you're just kind of taking on like their energy. So, yeah, don't be scared to kind of detach or release yourself from anything that's no longer serving you in your journey at this time. And kind of expand and rise out of this and move forward. We also have yes underneath that. So, spirits wanting to confirm anything that came up, any questions that came up during this reading, confirming yes. Also, anyone, if you have like someone on the other side, they're wanting to come through and confirm this person is definitely like a part of your soul family and your healing at this time. Or if you were wondering, like, is this person sent from, say you have someone that passed on that's like very close to you, that you're wondering if someone that you recently met was like sent to you from this person that was really meaningful to you, like on the other side, spirits wanting to confirm yes. um so it's like you kind of already knew this, but spirit wanted to help you find this reading just to confirm, right? Yeah, it's just a general reading, so only take what resonates. And spirit's also wanting to remind you of how abundant you are. Wonderless, adventure. Now is a great time to travel or relocate to see the world's wonders. A desire for something more is nudging you to take chances and live without the heavy baggage. Travel light and be adventurous. So yeah, you're on your spiritual journey at this time, and so Spirit is saying kind of take the initiative, or don't be scared to um, kind of like move on to the next destination, and trust that the people around you that are like coming with you are part of your spiritual team, a spiritual journey. You're being guided like at this time. We have denial, deception. There's a situation that you're refusing to see clearly. Living in denial can create false scenarios to see things that are not accurate. Have the courage and discernment to dig deep into the truth of the situation. So, again, I feel like there's some people that are really happy for you, and then there's some people that are maybe don't have the best intentions or the best vibes for their interest, if you will. So, having the courage to see clearly helps you to make the proper choices and decisions to be able to protect yourself, and kind of like move accordingly. So, yeah, we also had this card too, confirming. So, you have all of the tools that you need to navigate this energy and to protect yourself in this new connection that you're moving into. If you'd like a more personal reading, you can use the link in my description. But thank you so much. Hi there, pile two. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Wands. So, some very swift moving energy coming towards you. With the Queen of Cups and the Three of Swords. So you could be trying to heal from something. It's like you have these like reoccurring thoughts of some sort of deep pain that you've went through in the past. It's like you have a hard time not like I don't want to say fantasizing it, but like visualizing this, really contemplating it. You could be trying to heal, but you also have this deep yearning to understand like why this happened or why people hurt you the way they did. You've had to go through something very difficult here, but you still could be on the threshold of like fully making it through. It's like you could be scared to like get to the other side. Um, so we have the Prince of Swords. So there could be like a new emotional opportunity coming up for you, but it's like kind of scary to jump into something new. It's like you have a hard time not like going back and thinking about whatever very painful um, situation you've had to go through here. But there could be someone who's like very persistent coming towards you. Um, Someone who's like very adamant to like communicate something, like very attracted to you. We have the Tower. The Prince of Pentacles in the reverse. So the Knight of Pentacles can be like a slow moving energy sometimes. So with this being in the reverse, this is kind of like confirming this swift energy. It's like they're not hesitating or holding back. It's like they're moving forward very quickly. with the King of Swords. So it's like they're also very well thought out and well balanced. They are thinking things through. It's like they have, right? Like mind, body, and spirit. It's like they're very guided at this time. So it's not like they're coming from this rushed or unsettled place, but it's like they're very confidently charging forward to communicate with you, to give you some sort of clarity. It's like they feel some sort of pressure to take an initiative, to be the one to come forward to like clear things up. So this other person could have went through some sort of tower moment, or there could have been a tower moment that happened and they feel like it's some sort of miscommunication and they need to come through and offer clarity in the situation. It's like really, really pressed um, on their heart to come forward. It's like they're doing this as fast as they can, but there could be certain things that they're trying to work through that are making it kind of difficult. They could have like a lack of funds, be like kind of struggling financially or going through like their own burdens. But there's just something here that they're having a hard time sitting with, or there's some sort of miscommunication that happened, or yeah, there could be like a tower moment that they've went through in their life, and so they're like, regardless of whatever struggles I have, like I have to just like fight through this and come forward. And they feel as though they need to clear something up, communicate very directly. So I'm not really able to see if like this person created the Three of Swords energy. So I feel like you're having a hard time letting go of some sort of deep pain from your past. So you're scared to like move into something new. So I don't think this new person that's like rushing in is the same person that could have like hurt you or betrayed you or just caused a lot of pain in some way. But there could have been something that happened recently. Again, like some sort of miscommunication or mm, some sort of chaos in their life that like triggered them to like see what you've went through in the past in a different perspective. So now they want to come forward and like make things right. Like they feel like they weren't there for you when you went through what you went through in the past, and something is happening in their life to give them that clarity or perspective of like how they should have been there for you more, or like how much you had to go through on your own. And so it's like they want to come through and communicate how they feel, apologize, let you know how they feel, let you know like that they understand or that they should have been there for you, offer you some sort of balance, like give you something that you need, confirm something, communicate, open a door to communication, help get you to the other side. Or it's like if they can maybe see like how you're struggling to let go of certain things, and it's like they are in a place now where they understand why, and they want to like help you work through this and move forward and get to like the other side or get to a better place. They could just like really feel they have a lot of clarity. Something could have happened. So I was about to say they have a lot of clarity over like who you are as a person at this time, or they could have recently gotten some sort of clarity in regards to like your character. So with this tower moment, it could be just like out of nowhere they got some sort of like insight, or someone that knew you gave them some sort of information, or they got some sort of insight about you to um get more clarity or to understand in a better light like who you are as a person. And so now they feel really bad for like not being there for you in the past or not supporting you more. They see like your struggle or your hardship or something you had to go through that was really difficult in the past like in a completely different light now. um yeah, they could have like gotten some sort of clarity or truth about like you and your life from some sort of third party or someone else in order to see things in a different light. And so now they feel like really bad and they want to like rush towards you and like communicate and like let you know like they didn't really understand before, or there's something to where they like didn't support you fully in the past, or they weren't there for you in some way in the past, and now someone else has been really instrumental in giving them like the perspective or clarity that they need to realize they should have given to you more. So with the three birds, it's like, yeah, spirit could have worked through like some third party or someone to give them what they needed to realize like they should have been more supportive, they should have given to you more, they should have like chose you in some way, but they maybe didn't have like the full picture information that they needed to know exactly what you were going through, or yeah, exactly how you were affected, or how they should have been there for you, or you went through like some sort of betrayal or something really difficult in your past and they didn't understand like the full perspective behind it. So it's like they've either recently gotten this information, gotten some sort of like understanding, like it could have came through like someone else communicating this to them, or they could have just recently went through like some sort of chaos or upheaval in their life that caused them to be like, wow, now I understand what viewer went through. Like now I understand how difficult that was. They feel very burdened by like the fact that they didn't come towards you sooner, communicate with you sooner. So maybe you went through like some sort of loss or something really difficult in the past, and they can see that you're struggling with it or like having a hard time letting it go, and they feel really bad or burdened like they feel like they should have came forward sooner or communicated with you sooner, and then they see that like you're still struggling to like let that go, and then it makes them feel even worse, like that they weren't there to support you during that time, or they should have came forward to like offer you some sort of clarity or communication sooner. But again, they maybe didn't fully understand like the full perspective at that time, and then someone else could have came forward to give them more perspective, or they could have just recently went through something unexpected in their life that triggered this understanding. They could be getting just like spiritual downloads, like they've just grown spiritually. They're in like a different place now. They see things different. They have a different understanding. Um, I'm seeing like they feel a level of like guilt. That's like with this 10 of Wands, it's like they're almost being kind of held down. So it's like they can't wait around or like take their time any longer. Yeah, they have a very clear, solid understanding, or yeah, they very clearly feel as though they didn't give to you properly, treat you fairly, give you the time and attention you deserved, like be there to support you in the way that you deserved. Yeah, like maybe they were kind of like withholding to you, and they feel like all they did is like make things harder for you or cause you to have like more burdens, and they feel like they need to come forward and communicate that they understand this now. And yeah, I don't know why they just feel like it would be really healing to like offer or to open this line of communication, or to like confirm to you that like you deserved better, they should have supported you more. Literally, we have moving quickly are the keywords I wrote on this card here. So they're like not waiting around. they could have taken a time to like rest. And yeah, we have meditation, prayer. So they could have specifically taken a time out to like heal, dig within themselves, see what they needed to see. um this is like my Four of Swords card. So after taking a time out to like give back to themselves, heal within themselves, grow spiritually, they have this clear understanding that they need to come forward and like make things right. It's like now that they're growing spiritually, it's like they can't move forward on their spiritual journey without taking the time to make things right. They could be facing like negative karma in their life at this time, like something really unexpected happened again that like caused them to like trigger this like clarity or this understanding of like what they did wrong or how they acted. Or it's like as soon as this happened, they instantly could have thought of you and been like, oh, this is my karma. Because um yeah, they feel like they just have to come forward and like make this right in order to like stop reaping whatever they sowed in this connection with you. They are seeing this energy like coming up in their life in some very unexpected way, and they can very clearly see that it's like something they're going to have to address due to their own actions. So that, yeah, they have grown spiritually, and they do see like certain chaos and unrest that they've caused around their own life, and they realize that they're going to have to take the time out to do something about this and give some attention to this. So this card like already flipped out. So it's like once you see it, there's no point in flipping it back over. But yeah, it's like they realize they need to address this, give their time and attention to this, or else it's going to continue to like create chaos in their life. It's like something's coming up that they literally can't ignore. Again, they just like can't move forward without taking the time to like address whatever's happened here. But we have the detach. You're longing to be untethered from what doesn't serve you any longer. A carefree possibility really beacons you to release attachments, outcomes, and people. Freedom is yours to the taking. Surrender to the process and let go of expectations. Also, fairy realm. Playful, letting out your playful side. And then we have boundaries and olive branch. So I feel as though at first Spirit is saying, at first, once this person like reaches out to make peace in the situation, it's like you're going to want to have very strong and clear boundaries here. But there could be an opportunity to kind of heal this energy. But it's going to be up to you to kind of like choose. Even in this card, it says, when faced with uncertainty, it's an opportunity to make adjustments and course corrections. So it's just like an opportunity at this time for you to make a choice based on your free will, whether or not this situation is going to be right for you in your life moving forward. But you can like accept, yeah, it's always good to like accept an apology. Or it looks like this person is just coming towards you with like a lot of positive energy, or it's like they feel as though they need to like address this situation or do something about it in order to like, yeah, fix their karma or something. Or yeah, they feel as though they should have given more to you. It feels genuine. So yeah, it's just a general reading, so it's like up to you um how much you want to give to the person. But Spirit is definitely saying like at first it's not a bad idea to have like really healthy boundaries in the situation. So moving into like the pre-shadow, um, that could, while Mercury's in the pre-shadow, it's like however that kind of goes, or however the communication goes. It could be kind of foreshadowing to see how things will go in time. Like once Mercury moves into retrograde, then it gives you an even deeper look into like what energy is really going on here, like on a deeper level. But this initial energy of like what they have to come towards you with can be really positive for your healing journey, right? Yeah, it's going to be different for everybody because this is just like a general reading. But just like this card says, when faced with uncertainty, it's an opportunity to make adjustments and course corrections. Like during the pre-shadow phase in retrograde seasons, it's an opportunity to kind of see what we could move into or move through again once we're going through the retrograde. So it gives you the chance to like, yeah, be prepared or like set those boundaries, or just know like what you're going to be like kind of working through. Childhood wound, retrieve. Your inner child is looking to heal so you can move on by understanding the situation in a new light. Going within to heal requires self love and compassion. Gaining perspective through energy work or therapy can be very helpful to access tools to empower your inner child. So, yeah, there's like a deep, deep healing here. Yeah, very, very healing. It's like helping to unlock, like healing the levels of the soul here by doing this energy work in your inner child. That's like soul work. And so it creates a space to be able to give back, rather than kind of being in the space of always having to like protect yourself, be kind of defensive because of these like negative energies around you. It's like spirit is wanting to help you to heal and release these cycles, and move into a time where you can be like more open and vulnerable with the people around you without worrying about them taking advantage of you in the same ways. Stuck energy, alignment. Your body is requiring energy work to get back in alignment by balancing your chakras and clearing your auric field. You have stuck energy that can be caused by holding on to pain or having resistance to let new energy flow in. Get grounded and reconnect to your body once again. I just saw 2222 on my clock. Um, so I do feel like you've been through some really painful and difficult things. So I totally understand. It's definitely a part of the healing process, is the stage of just kind of like going through everything mentally and understanding it and being able to process it out. And so Spirit is just like trying to help send you some assistance and some clarity. So having this like validation or this clarity coming in could kind of give you exactly what you need to help release it. It's like that understanding, that perspective, that communication, just that validation, knowing that this other person should have been there for you more. They should have supported you more. Like you didn't deserve to go through what you've went through. Like it was really difficult to go through this alone without them supporting you in the way that they should have. So yeah, it's like all of this could help to release a lot of this pain that you've been carrying. Um, so yeah, help you to just like move forward in a really beautiful way. So if you like a more personal reading, you can use the link in my description. But thank you so, so much. Hi there, pile 3. So on the bottom of the deck, you have the Temperance and the 9 of Curses. So during this pre-shadow to the Mercury retrograde, you want to be careful not to get caught up in um, like negative thought patterns, not letting like your intrusive thoughts kind of take over. It's like balancing out like any of those inner anxieties or those inner feelings and issues. Um, that stuff that manifests as like anxieties, fears, worries. It's like you don't want to give into that type of thinking too much. So you could experience a level of like spiritual warfare or just a lot of like um, kind of self-doubt, just a lot of those like negative, bad, uncomfortable feelings could kind of come up for you during the pre-shadow. So a lot of times like people don't even know that we're in the pre-shadow of a retrograde. Like people will know when Mercury retrograde's coming, but a lot of people don't even realize, like for myself for example, like in the past when I was not aware of like the cycles we would be going through in the sky, um, the very day that we enter the pre-shadow phase, a lot of times I find myself getting into like an argument or having some sort of conflict or having to defend myself against some sort of weird energy or going through like spiritual warfare to some degree. It's like I wouldn't even realize that I was being influenced and affected by the energy that's around me, and it'd be really hard not to kind of like overly give into whatever like you're feeling inside. Sometimes it's so hard to like not beat the story that you're telling yourself and realize, you know, that this negative self-talk and a lot of this stuff that comes up is not really truly who you are. It's not your truth, it's not your story. It's just this uncomfortable energy that we need to work through and clear out and release in order to overcome and move forward in a more positive and healthy way, instead of kind of getting caught up and stuck there and stuck in that negative energy. Because then once we're going through the retrograde, it'll be like that much more uncomfortable. And then that's whenever we can start like kind of projecting and like having fights and arguments with others and going through a lot of chaotic things, due to like this inner energy kind of festering within us that we don't really know how to deal with. So we do have the tools to deal with anything that we're going through at any given time, and we don't have to let any certain story be our truth. We always have the control to like change or shift things in present time and to just like navigate. And I'm seeing like this spider is like with all these cobwebs here. It's like all this dusty energy that needs to be cleaned out and released and balanced out. And it's like we have the tools to like navigate and cut out and remove anything around us that's no longer serving us, release these heavy emotions that are like burdening us, and find that sense of peace and that like peace of mind and that higher perspective and that higher understanding of like what's going on around us. It's like having the strength. The traditional strength card, like I always see it as like the lion representing like our demons, is like making peace or like learning how to kind of tame like that inner beast or that inner demon within you. It's like conquering any sort of like inner conflict that you have within yourself and having like victory over yourself, your own inner struggles, right? Your own, whatever like our demons are. So everyone's kind of has like their own, we all have our own things that we go through, right? And that we're working through at this time. We're all kind of like on a journey here, navigating, working to like clear out certain things and find a balance through the really heavy, uncomfortable. It's like we all deal with these heavy, uncomfortable emotions. We all deal with insecurities. We all have like certain issues that we have to work through. So when you're going through this, it doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It doesn't mean that you're bad, that you're flawed, that you're not strong enough, you're not where you should be, you're not good enough, right? All of these things come up to be like, I shouldn't be going through this again. I shouldn't be in this place again. I should be past this. I'm better than this. I shouldn't be struggling like this. There's something wrong with me. It's not okay that I'm not okay. And it's like you could be just putting a lot of pressure on yourself, and that causes you to get like stuck. And Spirit is saying it's okay to feel this way and to work through it and release it without overly identifying and attaching yourself to the experience. And it's also okay that you're going through this experience again because you're a human, and we're gonna have to like go through things and work through things that we thought we were already done with and past. It's a totally natural part of the human experience. And yeah, it doesn't mean that you're flawed or that you're wrong. It's like everyone has like a struggle. It's just not everyone is super open and transparent with what they're going through. So um yeah, don't let like um things that you kind of went through in the past could make it more difficult too. It's like when you're faced with certain struggles, then it could trigger the same feelings that you've went through in the past, and that's where a lot of that like kind of anxiety or like self beating yourself up type of energy could come from, is like a coping mechanism from your childhood that makes you feel like more in control of your circumstance, or makes you feel like you're more aware of what's going on or something. So it's like an opportunity to heal from a deep and painful cycle that you could have been in for a long time. It also could be like a part of the way you were raised. Like you could have been raised with like this certain pressure and expectations. So then whenever you struggle or you hit roadblocks or you have to go through like certain lessons that you've already went through, or you make mistakes, then it's hard not to like um, feed into that like negative self-talk and be like, oh my gosh, it's not okay that you're going through this again, or like you're a failure, or just all those like really negative things, to like you just like you don't give yourself that room to like make mistakes, to have issues, to go through stumbles. It's like if once you do that, um, then your anxiety gets a grip on you, because yeah, there could have been like all of these really strict like expectations, and whenever you didn't meet that, then it meant that you weren't good enough, or that people were judging you, or all of these like there could have been just a lot of negative things that you experienced when you were younger in your childhood that led you to have these like certain anxieties and these certain fears now of like disappointing people around you and disappointing yourself. So when you're going through hard times or struggles, you feel like you can't like go to others and like open up to them and talk to them about that, because they're going to like judge you or like tell you the same things that you tell yourself, or that certain people may have told you when you were younger when you made mistakes. And so yeah, you feel like you can't just like come forward and um let people know what's going on, or like you see it as a weakness to have to like ask for help, or it could be really difficult for you to find that like peace of mind if you haven't done like everything all on your own, or you're kind of maybe stuck in a cycle of like always trying to like prove to yourself that you're like worthy, or that you've beat something or overcome something from your past. And so then whenever you go through like any sort of issues, or anything comes up to trigger you, to make you feel as though you're back in that place, it's hard not to then overly beat yourself up and kind of tell yourself all of these negative things. Or again, like you feel like you can't go to anyone else and talk to anyone else about what you're going through, or ask for help, because then people automatically like give you that same like negative self, or that negative talk that you kind of give to yourself. um so there's just a lot of things kind of like holding you back from releasing like certain energies, but Spirit's trying to help you to like work through this and heal, so you can release this at this time. So we have the Four of Beasts. So it's like when something comes up in the moment to trigger you, it could be really difficult for you to remember how many tools that you have to navigate the situation. So you get really overwhelmed and you forget, like, I've been through this before, I've done this before, like, I can handle anything that's coming towards me. With the Knight of Swords, there's like an energy of like taking off the mask. It's like going through something so real that it's like splitting you down the middle and like exposing your inner truth as like your inner strength. underneath. We have the two of beasts. The tower, so that makes sense. So I was definitely picking up on like something unexpected coming in to like trigger all of these feelings, or something, yeah, something you didn't account for. So that, yeah, it's like one thing could have happened to where you didn't necessarily have the tools in that moment, or in that moment you kind of like forgot how to navigate something, or you just, there was some sort of like misstep, where you didn't properly or adequately handle something in the way that you've learned to, or you know how. And so it almost like triggered this like emotional spiral to where you start like beating yourself up and telling yourself you're right back in that same place that you were before when you're really not. It's like you tell yourself a lot of untrue, like false things based off of one little thing that could have like triggered you. Or yeah, it's like one time you feel as though you like failed or you didn't protect yourself, and now you're like, oh, I'm not capable of protecting myself, I'm not capable of keeping myself safe. It's like causing you to kind of like then spiral and like feed into like those anxieties, and like then almost make that your truth. We have the Seven of Curses and the Nine of Coats. So you could have like gotten influenced by the wrong person, or you got advice from the wrong person, and then the mask came off to reveal their true self, and you realize this person was like playing you, or this person was playing you against another person, um, or this person was like taking advantage of your spiritual abilities, um, trying to get some sort of access to you. It's like you saw, yeah, you could have been really misled here by someone, or something's been exposed to you to give you this perspective to realize you didn't make a good choice, or you didn't protect yourself in some way. So yeah, you could be really beating yourself up because you feel as though you didn't properly protect yourself, but they purposefully misled you in some way, and then something happened to trigger you to like see them in their true self, their, who they really are, their true intentions, their true colors came through. And so um yeah, it's interesting that you're like blaming yourself so much whenever it's like the other person obviously was wearing a mask and like misleading you and trying to take advantage of you and get something out of you in the situation. But due to like your own um wounds, right, your own like inner child wounds, when something like this comes up, it could trigger you to feel as though it's like your fault, or that you did something wrong, you're to blame. Like all of this energy that's coming up in the reading is how you feel. So it's like you feel like if something did happen and you recently, the mask was taken off, or someone exposed themselves to realize they were actually playing you, taking advantage of you, trying to get something from you, misleading you in some way, you feel like you can't go to like people around you and tell you what's going on, because, or tell them what's going on, because then they're going to like automatically blame you, or make, tell you that you did something wrong, or like, yeah. But the biggest reason why you feel that way is because that's what you're telling yourself. It's like, even though you were obviously taken advantage of by someone else, you're really blaming yourself, or feeling as though it's your fault, or you did something wrong. It's like all of those inner demons then kind of come up to like, to give you this really negative story about how it's like your fault, or you did something to deserve this. So that could be due to like how you were treated in your past, or like in your childhood, whenever something would go wrong and it was obviously not your fault, like everyone would like blame you or try and make you feel like you were bad. You could have felt like you were like the scapegoat, or like the black sheep or something. And so now it's, yeah, you feel like there's certain people around you that have this like negative perception of you, or you could have gotten that idea like from childhood, or people around you from your childhood could feel that way, so you just feel like everyone thinks of you like that or feels that way. So you feel like it's not safe to come forward and let people know what's going on with you or what you're going through, because they're automatically again going to then judge you or tell you all of the things that like you tell yourself or that like your family or certain people from your childhood would have told you in the past. Like you've been through something like this before, or like in the past or when you were younger, where you were taken advantage of, or it was like obviously not your fault and everyone like blamed you or tried to make you feel as though you deserved it. You were just like flawed or wrong, or like people could have tried to make you feel like you make bad decisions, you don't know how to make good decisions for yourself, you trust the wrong people. So now you feel like ashamed to come forward and tell people that you've been taken advantage of or that someone was misleading you, because you think then everyone's judging you in that same way, to think that like you just make terrible choices and decisions, when in reality not everyone is judging you that way. Maybe certain people have in the past, right? And that's why you have this wound, but not everyone is like having this same judgment for you. And so there's going to be people, like if you were to be vulnerable with people around you and let them know what you've went through, like there's going to be people who like see you and see you in the situation, see your side, see your perspective. Like not everyone's automatically going to judge you, blame you, think that it's all your fault, that you did something wrong, that you deserve whatever was going on. Like there's going to be people that hear you and understand like other people have been taken advantage of in the same way. Like when someone purposely wears a mask and presents themselves a certain way to get something out of you, then it's like really hard to see that beforehand. Like not everyone can just know that someone is wearing a mask to take advantage of them intuitively off the bat. Sometimes you have to learn like the hard lesson in the situation to know, and there's going to be people who've went through similar things like that and understand like people's nature and how things happen. And sometimes things are kind of outside of your control. Like not everyone's always going to like blame you or try and make you feel like you just deserve it because you don't know how to make good decisions for yourself or something. um we also have the Magician. So on the bottom of the deck of one of these oracle decks, we have communication. So I feel like Spirit is saying don't be scared to like come forward and communicate and open up and like let people know what's going on with you, or be transparent. Like not everyone is going to judge you or see you in the same light as certain people around you, like in your past did. Is safe to like communicate with others and let them know what's going on with you, and be open and transparent about what you're going through and how um, someone has like definitely hurt you, or they saw like you and felt as though they could like get something out of you, right? So whether it's just like you and the energy you have, or like your spiritual capabilities, or something about the energy that you carry, they felt like they could just have like some sort of like access, right? And so it's something very difficult and uncomfortable that you've had to like deal with here. But yeah, it's like this person had, they're very intentional about going out of their way to like mislead you or to like get you to like do their work for them or something. They wanted to gain from you in like a very specific way. So again, it would have been hard for you to know um, the true intentions behind their actions. It's like it took you a while to be able to see deeper like what was really going on, or how things were really working in a situation. So you could have kind of went back and forth for a while, and then it's like you eventually were able to see like there's more beyond the surface. There a lot of stuff was kind of smoke and mirrors, kind of an illusion, or they like say one thing but then they operate in a completely different way. um yeah, it's been very difficult to have to learn this here. So Spirit is just wanting to say like definitely have a lot of compassion for yourself, and know that like a lot of the stories that you tell yourself when you're going through these things are not true, and this is coming up as an opportunity for you to see that and heal through this energy. So taking the initiative to like reach out and communicate and be open and transparent with someone and getting a different response and a different reaction can help to heal something from the past, knowing that like not everyone's going to see you like that and treat you that same way. So yeah, it could be something your soul just like really wants to heal at this time. Turn over a new leaf, renew. A second chance is being given to transform yourself or the situation. Let the lessons of the past serve as a catalyst for a clean slate moving forward. So that's really pretty or beautiful energy. That's funny that I said that. Yeah, it's like you're being given a whole new chance here. A clean slate. You don't have to carry these same burdens and these same struggles, these same demons. It's like you don't have to continue to bring this with you on your journey. Balance needed. Relationships. Make sure all of your relationships are equal in balance with giving and receiving. If they're out of rhythm, then the other is sacrificing and can't sustain itself. Therefore, it will create more obstacles to overcome. Know you are worthy and deserve respect in all ways. So, thank you so much. If you'd like a more personal reading, you can use the link in my description. I hope you have a really, really great day.